Mr. Jethmalani, as you are joining us today, I think the one thing that we need to set clear is the two judgments by Justice Datta and by Justice Khanna are absolutely clear when they say that democracy needs to be upheld. They've said and pinpointed for the first time, I think, ever that vested interests need to stop because our democracy cannot function in this manner. I think one of the very important things that is missed by the naysayers and the political people here who are trying to politicize the issue is that the 2024 general election has to be having an expenditure of 1 lakh crore. They said there are 10 lakh polling booths that are required to be set up. Voting booths will be set up, as you said, Mr. Jethmalani, earlier, in the furthest of villages at the foothills of the Himalayan mountains, as well as the delta of the Sundarbans, which are only accessible through boats. These people are trying to undermine the EVMs that are going to really show and highlight India's democracy at its best.
Kapil Mishra read out a paragraph, a very selective paragraph 76, and also a misconceived one, right? Let me just give you, right? Let's have the resounding verdict of the court in its own words, all right? Yeah. This is Justice Dipankar Datta's observations.
Yeah.
It is of immediate relevance to note that in recent years, a trend has been fast developing of certain vested interest groups endeavoring to undermine the achievements and accomplishments of the nation earned through the hard work and dedication of its sincere workforce. He further observed that there seemed to be a concerted effort to discredit, diminish and weaken the progress of India on every possible frontier, and such effort has to be nipped in the bud, he said. Then he says, no constitutional court, far less this court, would allow such attempt to succeed as long as the court has a say in the matter.
Yeah.
I have serious doubt, please note, as regards the bona fides of the petitioning association.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it seeks a reversion to the old order.
That is the point you need to think about.
The ballot paper system where the Lalus of this world and the Mamta Banerjees would use their goons to booth capture through acute violence.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That is what Prashant Bhushan and his associate wants. They want a subversion of democracy while claiming they want to uphold it. They are fraudsters. I say that this petition was a manifest fraud attempted to be perpetrated on the court, and the Supreme Court nipped it in the bud.
Yes, that's very big, you know.
The final. This is the final. Justice Datta said that any suggestion to revert to a paper ballot system of voting appeared inexplicable. It is only improvements in EVMs or even a better system that people would look forward to in the ensuing years.
I mean, what more can you put out there? I know you're not on a debate on this. I don't want to get you on a debate. I want to go by the rules of engagement which we agreed to. But I must get a comment, if you don't mind, separately from Kapil and Siddharth to this. Because I need to keep the debate contiguous, you know. So to what you've heard, do you mind if I get a reaction and come back to you on that? So,
yes.
With your permission, Kapil and Siddharth Sharma, you know that these are very important lawyers of the country, and
20 seconds
what is.
Just take 20 seconds response. Whenever you're done, just give me 20 seconds.
All right, you said the cat among the pigeons, Mahesh, as usual. Who goes first? Ishkaran is disappointed that Ishkaran is shaking his head furiously tonight that Harish Salve first and Mahesh Jethmalani are being questioned by Kapil Madan. And okay, fine, Kapil has the right. Go on, Kapil.
So yes, I'll just take 20 seconds. I heard, Mr. Jethmalani very patiently, and he was very, fervently referring to few critical observation from the Supreme Court. Well, he is entitled to, but I would just ask Mr. Jethmalani here. He represents BJP. Because it was Mr. Advani in 2009, he questioned the functioning of the EVM. So whether when he was referring to, those observations, whether he is referring to those observations qua Mr. Advani or not is my question to Mr. Jethmalani. Because
I'll tell you what he's referring to.
Wow. He got it. He got it now. He's replying now, please.
I don't think that Justice Datta was referring to Mr. Advani because Mr. Advani never moved the Supreme Court. Let me tell you who he was referring to now that you asked the question. He was referring to the same band of people who filed a similar petition in December 2018 before a bench, which, by the way, also consists of Justice Khanna, and which made the same stinging observations against the petitioners in that case. So he was referring to, in recent years, the attempt of people to repeatedly subvert our democratic system. Kapil Mazhar, please, for God's sake, do not read judgments selectively. Don't misquote the Supreme Court. You people have brutalized our institutions already.
Oh,
you are misquoting
strong language.
selectively.
I'm sorry.
I'll allow Siddharth also to come in. He uses long language tonight. Mahesh Jethmalani says, you people. See the language he uses. He says, Mahesh Jethmalani says, Siddharth, you people have brutalized the electoral system. Brutalized
No
it.
institution is safe from your
Let me highlight
assaults.
a very clever admission made by Mr. Jethmalani. He does not dispute that Mr. Advani did challenge.
No. Don't try and go around in a spin on this one. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. That is neither the context or the interpretation tonight. Is Siddharth still there on air?
The Supreme Court.
Is Siddharth still there on
You are
air?
disputing Mr. Advani did question the functioning of EVM.
This now.
He is not disputing that.
See, if we want anarchy in India, the real point is, and I go to rhythm. See, viewers, I'll tell you one thing. There are people, when Narendra Modi first got elected, you know what happened, rhythm. One person who was then an editor of a paper, now runs some small website. You know, he said that there are, you know, the electing classes. He says the masses cannot decide, the classes must decide. There's a fundamental disagreement with the fact that the masses of the country voted for Narendra Modi. That is how I see this in context.